All right, we're going to break down something that is quietly but completely changing one of the biggest industries on the planet, insurance. We're diving straight into the source material to show you how AI is now deciding what you pay.
So let's start with a feeling I'm sure many of you know. You get that email, you open that letter, and your heart just sinks a little. Your insurance bill has jumped, and not by a little, but by a lot. It's a really frustrating feeling, and it's happening to more and more of us.
And here's the part that makes no sense, right? You haven't done anything wrong. You haven't filed a claim, you don't have any new tickets, your record is spotless. As far as you're concerned, you've been a perfect customer. So the price hike just feels totally out of the blue.
Which leads us to the big question we're tackling here. If your driving didn't change, if nothing about your situation changed, then what did? What invisible hand is suddenly deciding you're a bigger risk?
And here's the answer. More and more often, an algorithm did it. An AI crunched a ton of data and, for reasons you can't see, decided your premium needed to go up. It all happened behind the scenes, without a single human conversation. And I want to be clear, this isn't some niche, futuristic thing. It's happening right now. As of 2026, a whopping 90% of insurers are using AI to set their rates. This is the new normal.
Okay, so let's pull back the curtain. How exactly are these algorithms reading you? What kind of data are they actually looking at to make these huge financial decisions about your life? Well, it turns out it's a lot more than you probably think. So, one of the biggest data sources is this thing called telematics. You've probably seen it advertised as a safe driver app or one of those little gadgets you plug into your car. It tracks everything: how hard you brake, how fast you accelerate, even what time of day you're on the road. It's basically like having a digital chaperone sitting right there in your passenger seat.
All of that data then feeds into this new reality, dynamic pricing. You know, the old way of getting one price that's locked in for a year? That's starting to fade away. With AI, your risk can be recalculated constantly, which means your premium could literally change from one day to the next based on new data.
Now, what's really wild is just how fast this all happened. I mean, just look at this timeline. In 2020, AI was just a basic scoring tool. You fast forward just 6 years, and now it's practically running the show. From setting your rates to instantly settling your claims. The speed of that change is just incredible.
So this massive shift brings up a huge question. The technology is obviously creating some amazing efficiencies, but are those efficiencies coming at a cost? Is it actually fair?
Let's start with the good news, because there definitely is some. The speed is it's mind-blowing. A process that used to be a month-long nightmare of phone calls and paperwork can now get done by an AI in, get this, 2 seconds. 2. For someone who's just been in an accident, that speed is a game changer.
And this slide really nails the two sides of this coin. On one side, you have the promise, big savings for good drivers, that lightning-fast service, and it's way better at sniffing out fraud. But then you look at the other side, the peril. You've got the risk of biased algorithms, serious privacy concerns, and, the kind of scary idea of being instantly denied by a robot with no one to appeal to. And really, it all boils down to this key insight from Deloitte's research team. It's about trust. People are actually willing to embrace AI, but not as some mysterious black box that just spits out decisions. We needed to explain why it did what it did, and we need to know that at the end of the day, a human is still accountable.
Okay, so this brings us to what might be the most important part of this whole explainer. When you are the one staring at that AI-generated rate hike or that automated denial, what can you actually do? Because you are not powerless here.
You have got to let this advice sink in. It's from a top consumer advocate, and it's so important. The biggest mistake you can make is just accepting the AI's decision as final. It's not. Think of it as the start of the conversation, not the end. Every single decision can be challenged.
So here's the playbook. This is what you do. 1. Audit your data. Make them show you exactly what information they have on you. 2. Demand a human review. Don't get stuck in an endless loop with a chatbot. Ask to speak to a person. 3. File a formal appeal against the AI's decision. 4. Vote with your wallet. Go get quotes from other companies that might be using a different, maybe better model. And 5. If you really feel like you've been wronged, take it to the top. File a formal complaint with your state's insurance regulator.
So we'll end on this thought. This technology, it's not going anywhere. The algorithms are absolutely here to stay, which means the real question is, what's our role now? It kind of puts the ball in our court, doesn't it? It's on us, the customers, to demand transparency, to challenge these decisions, and to make sure these incredibly powerful tools are held accountable.